Greetings and salutations, and welcome back to part 3 of Session 60 of the Bastard Smalls. And well, I just shared with the party what my hopes, what one possible hopes they could solve the situation. I keep forgetting about Chifros.
Who else but Chifros?
I do this to all the DMs. I mean,
I can confirm.
I need to put more. If you hold on more sessions, I need to include Snowy in them more often then.
yeah, probably.
So you teleported the party back to the guild.
Yep.
Where exactly you teleport in the guild that you teleported them to?
Well, you see, with teleport, there's a chance of being off target if you don't use like an actual summoning circle or something like that. So I teleported the group back to room QZ Alpha.
You appear in the summoning circle and Jimmy jumps up on his stool he's sitting in, dropping his reading material, going, oh God, where do you come from?
Did you believe a cult meeting?
Yes.
Good, because that's what it was. Okay, everybody out of the teleport room. I think we need to debrief.
Badly.
That could have gone better.
It's at this point you feel a rumbling in the ground. And are you going to a debrief? You know, you just going to run to the nearest window to look over town where events occurred.
Dindo.
Look out.
Yeah, running to the window, you see the aftermath of an explosion, a big one. A small mushroom cloud rising above town, where a good chunk of the marketing district is now gone. You can see in the distance specks of, we use specks of Cinder and his brethren are flying through the air, clashing with the Voidlings into the battle with the Voidlings, which isn't really going in the Voidlings' favour. But as you can even see from this distance, aside from maybe the blue one, which is more just standing back and throwing spells at it, the green and Cinder are tearing the other two to shreds. Below them, you can see the blasts of magic as the two bouts of cultists are laying into one another. And then you hear something coming from a distance. A light that you know is coming from the Black Warehouse, the magical structure that keeps the Isle of the Sandrid floating in a reasonable controlled manner, settles on the settlement. And the dragon comes flying in with a pair of younger dragons in tow. The Voidlings have all been defeated. The three dynamic dragons descend back into the ruins of where the explosion was, as the island keeper dragon and the two escorts descend down into after them. And then shortly after, they raise up. The keeper Well, you can't even see what they're doing at the moment, but you can see they're leaving again. But it did not stay long. But a moment later, as they rise up, all three of them open up with their breath weapons, torching what you believe is the cultist chamber. And then they leave. What are you doing?
I think we may have accidentally caused another international incident. I mean, someone may have accidentally caused another international incident.
Yeah. If leans over to Cyrano, if anyone asks, we blame the idiot.
Oh, so you got it.
Smack Cyrano with my wing. I meant the other idiot.
So me, got it.
You just see Shifrost smack his palm into his face and slowly withdraw the hand.
It's
At this
point.
point, I would like to remind the people, I have a +5 to intelligence.
I'm +4 to intelligence, but I have a penalty to wisdom. This was deliberate on my part.
Another messenger, basically a living pile of rubbish, appears from the ceiling above you as it comes down, slaps the pair of you in the face repeatedly, and then gives Cyrano the worst possible result you can get from a messenger you could. It basically holds up a note, basically a little parchment of paper with a little pen attached to it by chain attached to a clipboard, and it says, "We're part of what the fuck happened."
Raven, give me a really dumb name. Or, alternatively, a name you find inherently funny.
You're asking the wrong person with that. But Charles Duckington.
We had a Charles Duckington 37. Again.
Also known as Class of the Cultist.
Charles Duckington was a distant relative, and bad things happened with him. That's why there's 37 standardized scenarios that are just referred to as Charles Duckingtons.
Charles Duckington with help from cultist number 2.
Adding to notes, Charles Duckington, cult fuck up.
They just have a list at the door that just keeps getting bigger and bigger. This is the list of things Charles Duckington is no longer allowed to do.
Yeah.
How dare you, sir? I could have gone for the Mr. Waltz list. But yes, now you've seen that spectacular fallout. Debrief time. Actually, it's a case of you don't have to worry about a debrief. They come in looking for you. Badger arrives, basically points at you and just says, "You, haul now."
I'm not looking forward to this.
Listen, we were screwed the moment we got there, and we were lucky to get a Charles Duckington 37. It could have been so much worse.
It could have been a Charles Duckington 15.
Ooh, we don't talk about the 15.
You arrive.
It could have been an ID situation.
Oy.
You arrive at the hall, and you're not talking to Don Savante. You are talking to the board directors of the guild, the ones who really run it. You see the head librarian. You see Badger. You see the head of the lab. A lab and a few other characters that have not been introduced as officially of yet. And there you see
Wow.
Doris
Who are
in
these?
the Doris in the middle there with a lot of paper and holding a pen ready to go. A particular individual, that rather nondescript looking human. You can't even tell which department he heads up. He just leans forward and says, "Explain what happened on your mission just now. Spare no details."
Well, we got there, and there may or may not have been a person there that I am formally acquainted with who doesn't like me.
The man just holds up a finger to pause you for a moment and just says, "Everyone at the council, please hold up your hands if you do not like this individual." Everyone holds up their hand. Moving on.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
You're leaving things out. Do you want to tell them why this individual does not like you?
Because I was talking too much.
Because you were pretending to be Demon Lord in front of actual Demon Lord.
In my defense, I didn't know he was a demon lord.
In your defense, you did not know he was Demon Lord. You were not paying any attention at that auction, were you?
All right, so the guy doesn't like me. I did try to get out of it.
Unfortunately, it was just bad luck. A person with that deep of a grudge against you happened to be one of the main people at the meeting.
And who was this person? The human asks.
I do not know much about them. The only thing I know is their name is Cinder.
Note is past the head librarian, but then writes up a note, sticks it in the message tube, and sends it away, which assumes it's been sent to the library. Anything else?
So we were immediately made when we got in, which is always a good way for an infiltration mission to start. So we had to exfiltrate ourselves, which we did thanks to our good friend Shifros here. As we were leaving, people associated with the Magnificence showed up, which is always a good thing.
Yeah, now there's a giant hole in the floor.
I think we're well past giant hole in the floor.
I was gonna say they took out a good chunk of the market district. They probably destroyed my favorite crepe shop.
Oh, damn it, I like that crepe shop.
I know, right?
Can we roll for crepe shop?
No, it can roll for cabbage establishment.
3 separate cabbage stands have died that day.
Yes.
Yeah, so saith the nat 1 I just rolled.
Yeah, all cabbage selling establishments has snuffed it.
My cabbages!
Oh, and he thought he was going to have a better life in Sandwich compared to Frontier. How little did he know?
He was already freaked out by a ghost.
But from my vantage point, the assembled cultists were chanting about the mother. And then the Magnificents showed up.
Oh, his followers, anyway.
Those voidlings. We had to fight those before.
Yeah.
But they were so uplifting.
I'm not sure I count reverse gravity as uplifting.
I do.
I mean, technically.
So I was up at a high vantage point away from the rest of the group, staying hidden, just in case things went, well, south, and they went very south. Cinder was about to attack, and I basically used my standard tricks, got everyone out. Everyone that counts got out.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Alamar might be dead now.
Everyone that counts got out.
It's at this point the door to the hall slams open. There's Anamar, dressed in his robes of the dragon, now tattered, burnt. It looks like being burnt by acid as well as flames.
Never mind, he's okay.
And
There's just smoke billowing off of him.
he just glares at you coldly. He just licks his fingers and puts out the flame on the top of his ear. Anamar, good to see you still with us. I'll see you report in the morning. Alamar just raises his hand angrily and just holds it in and just storms away.
Nobody told me he was there.
It's now Badger's turn to speak up. He just starts with, this was an operation months in the development where we've been keeping an eye on certain odd things occurring.
Excuse me for a minute. You're saying this was months in development?
Yes, Alamar needed that time to make good into the cult to give us the
That's not what I'm objecting to here.
I object to you interrupting me. Either you have a good point, or you got calisthenics 4 o'clock in the morning for the next month.
This was an operation months in the works. We were first told of it today. There should have been preparation for the infiltration team. Checking that the infiltration team would not get made immediately.
Also, you sent us.
Omnius, now would be a very good time to shut up.
Yeah.
Actually, Onius does have point here. Months of planning, and you picked the one person in this entire guild that one of the most prominent members of the cult has a deep grudge against to go in.
The human raises his hand, raises one finger. 1, we did not have a choice. Everyone else was busy. 2, little bird, tell me, before you joined up with the rest of the party of team 6.85, did you not already have correspondence telling you to attend tonight's guild cult meeting?
I had pamphlets.
Pamphlets on a message saying turn up or else.
If this
That
was an operation planned for months in advance, you should have had an infiltration team that wasn't us picked out months ago and had them off of assignment ready to go. This operation screams amateurism in the planning stages.
You don't.
You could have had any team ready to go months ago. Instead, you waited till the last minute to pick an infiltration team that they would make immediately and caused all of this to go sideways. Tell me, does that scream good leadership? Does that scream good planning? I think not.
Points 3. We did not know Susan Blackbird and anyone else in particular had already affiliations with this party or with the cult or had been known. Personally, point 4, I would have preferred to send the Ratfolk party to deal with it. But they had just finished up examining an airship for another client, so we could not send our best people. And that, like I said, you were all we had left. And your track record would say you're adaptable, you're flexible, you somehow managed this.
Yeah, we flexed all right. We flexed to serve. We were flexible enough to survive an impossible situation that we should not have been in the first place.
You don't.
No, I'm not done.
Time and time again, you have sent this team into worse and worse situations.
With no planning and no preparation.
With no preparation, very little information to go on. And until this moment, I do not recall any other point in time that this team has failed. You send this team into a no-win scenario. You sent this team into somewhere they could not possibly do what you needed them to do because of lack of information on many parts. And of course, it fails. And for this, we get called out literally on this carpet.
You are not being called out. You are not being held accountable for this or will be punished for it. Cyrano's attitude may be, we recognize you're doing the best you can. The jobs we send you out on are meant to be small, time and again. Somehow, fate decides to put you in the path of important events. For all we know, this was just meant to be a small cult meeting. This has escalated far beyond what we expected. Had we known, we would not have sent you. We would have sent messages back to the inner house, to Her Royal Highness the Queen herself. Because this is getting ridiculous. The situation with Magnificent has been playing for way too long. The dragons are getting edgy. So many forces are falling silent because of it. And we are trying to do the best we can with the best you can, with best what we have, which is you and the others. To recognize your capabilities of what you've been able to pull off so far. Yes, collateral damage has happened. That happens, unfortunately. So we now have to assess this. But I remind you, this is not being a reprimand. We just want to know what happened. And for what we can tell, one way or another, this was going bad. What the other way gone worse? I don't know. If you need to spend some time away, we will gladly pass you the vacation time to do it. Because for all you lots have gone through, according to the records, you deserve it. You need anything better equipment-wise, we will provide it. Say what you will. You are valued. Your opinions are valued. We give what we can. If we need to do better, we'll find the resources to do better. So, if you need better, give me a list. Or rather, do a list. Send it to Doris. She just gives him a dirty look. And we'll work on it.
Improved intelligence gathering is number 1 on the list.
But until then, until you feel it's a good time to return to duty, all of you and your associates are now granted leave for missions. You can attend them if you want. We are not expecting it. And if Alamar starts pointing any fingers, we'll deal with it. You know what he's like. Jeffrey, sleep well. The rest of your party, we thank you for your service. We hope you will keep with us because you do good stuff. We hope you can continue to do good stuff. Now, if the rest of the board is in agreement and there's a collected yes, says you can now go rest. We shall now do our duty to see what we can do to manage the situation. We wish you a good night and as best as rest you can get.
Sai storms out. He is not in a good mood.
Yuki promptly falls right after him.
I'll be at the bar if you need me.
And Omnius is gonna go find Oko-san because honestly, his day can't get much worse.
Oh, Oko-san's hip! Okasan is somewhere out in the streets trying to lure out muggers. Somehow he is blissfully unaware of the giant crater that is now the marketing district.
He's just walking by and la 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 la.
Oh, if only someone would help this poor defenseless old lady.
It's
Whoa!
It's
Okasan just fell into the hole.
then
Omnia sighs and goes down in the hole after him.
three muggers look down at the hole. They're holding billy clubs in their hands, looking at one another. They don't look behind them. They see the granny mob behind them, swinging handbags at the ready. They gulp. They know they've made bad life choices.
This stage just keeps getting weirder and weirder.
One of the muggers manages to get away. He hides in an alley. He then hears a hiss behind him.
Hi, Mr. Fluffykins.
He then turns, sees a draconian maw glaring at him. A pair of goat-like horns pointed forward towards the horns. A fin pointed back on the back of its head. It's vaguely humanoid, tall, winged. His limbs far longer than the body should give. In his hands a pair of wicked blades. And a moment later, the mugger is no more.
Well, that's not concerning at all.
His assailant just reaches back behind him, sheathing his blades. And then just summons a field of darkness. And then just disappears. Is there anything anyone wants to do before I bring this to a close?
I feel Yuki needs to try and calm Sai down a minute.
Yeah, Sai is not in a good mood at all.
Shifrost is right there with him, but Shifrost is going to probably go through about 2 bottles of whiskey at the bar.
The bartender that sees you nods, breaks out the good stuff. He's seen this before. He's seen the fallout. He's seen the likes of when the heroes come back from a howling maw incursion and the heroes need to let loose or something's gone bad.
Shifrost is mostly just tired.
The guild is quiet. Mostly because, well, near enough every other party is away on other business. The lab has Snark and the Rat Folk are busy. Are doing whatever they're doing. Things are just quiet, still, uncomfortably so.
I was about to say eerily so, yeah.
And for a moment, because well, it's a bar. There's a mirror behind the drinks. Shifrost, you see someone at the tables behind you. The familiar hint of red and green.
Shifrost pours out a double, basically, downs it, and tries to pretend he didn't see what he just saw.
And when he looks up again, he's gone. But a card is stuck in the table.
Shifrost sighs. Grumbling the entire time, he walks over, grabs the card, doesn't actually inspect it yet, goes back to his bar stool, pours another couple of shots into a glass, downs it slowly, just kind of tilt back and let the whiskey just kind of flow through him. And then he looks at the card.
It is the Jack of Blades. And written on it is the wayward dragons have overstepped their bounds. If you need our assistance, call us.
Well, that card goes in a shirt pocket and will probably be promptly forgotten about through the haze of alcohol that's about to hit Shifrost pretty damn hard.
And just presuming the rest of the night goes by, resulting in the feeling of a warm stomach. And it happened. Anyone else?
Yeah, I think I got one thing.
Yeah.
So, by this point, Cyrano and Yuki are in their room. Cyrano's clearly not in a good headspace right now. So, essentially, Yuki's staying by him and just calmly singing to him to try and ease his mind.
Does it?
I'm debating if I want to actually sing or not, but
Sky's like in a chair and like his fingertips are like digging into the armrest of the chair.
it'll be okay.
I am so tired of the mushroom treatment from everybody. I'm so tired of being thrown into things where they don't tell us everything and when they haven't prepped enough and having to pull us out by the skins of our teeth. I am so tired.
You have every right to be. You've been dealing with this way longer than any of us. I'm sorry I dragged you into this.
You didn't drag me anywhere.
You're here because of me.
I'm here because I want to be.
Seems I make you suffer just as much as my mother does.
You are the best thing I have in this world.
And you mine. Someday we'll get out of this. I know it. We'll get that freedom.
Someday.
Someday.
And scene!
Yeah, that's fine.
Just one last person that has to do with the fact of you needed the money, Onimus. You aren't getting it now.
Well, time for Plan B.
Oh no.
Go on, tell me. Three
Be
cards.
like Plan Q?
I think we're beyond the English alphabet.
Three cards.
Fair enough.
3 cards. Draw the last 3 cards.
You know what? Sure. Let's draw the last 3 cards.
Oh god. I know what one of them is too, I think.
I know what all 3 of them are.
I don't.
Okay, where do I put the deck? Oh, no, over there. I remember what they are, though. Oh, you wonder how things get any worse. You draw the first card. Any money you had on you has just turned to dust. It's also
That's a 1.
Also, case of for a third time for goddamn record, a messenger has appeared, walks up to you, nods, and just hands you a note.
I read the note.
The messenger disappears. The money you have paid for your debt has just disappeared. Your debt has now been reset. You now owe everything again.
Ah,
Card number 2. Actually, no. Yeah. Card number 2. You draw it. It has the figure of death on it. You look around. For a moment, you feel something is walking around you. There's a gentle touch on your shoulder. And then it's gone. There's whistling in the air. Followed by the soft whispering in your ear. So see you later, sweetie.
that's great.
I was going to say now.
No, it's more fun to draw things out.
Okay.
That's not how the deck of that card works.
Okay.
But it's more fun to do the Puss in Boots route.
Joyous day.
You then pull the final card. The box disappears. The card vanishes from your hand. I imagine your sword is at your side or your hip by now.
Say that again.
your weapon.
Yes.
The weapon on itself and its scabbard disintegrates,
Oh man.
followed by your bag of holding, and anything within it has been lost to the astral void,
Oh man.
along with your copy of a deeper purple.
Oh.
And then finally, every last magical item you have is now dust.
Wonderful.
broke him.
Omnis is having a great day.
Yep.
Your mother is as good as dead. You're
Yeah.
flat broke. You have no magical items. You're no doubt pissed off Cinder even further.
And now I'm being haunted by ghosts. Well, everyone say bye to Omnius.
I just imagine that every time he looks in a mirror, just for a brief moment, he will see the Grim Reaper floating behind him.
For some reason, there's a deer head on the wall, and it turns to Omnius and says, "That mustard stain will never come out."
No.
All of my magic items. No.
I'm just envisioning a deeper purple is just floating by the abomination that is Lord Puddy.
I have reading material now.
Omnius walks into a room. It's full of stuffed animal heads that all want to talk to him about naturalists.
Oh no.
But
Well,
who's John Muir?
Let's see. What have I lost? I've lost my rapier. I've lost my jug of alchemy. I've lost my goggles of the night. I've lost my ruby of the war mage. And I've lost my charlatan's die. I can't cast spells anymore.
All I'm gonna say is you can go to the quartermaster and request some basic magical items.
This means you can get new material to work with.
Yes.
For a session that you had to pull the last third of it out of your ass, this has been amazing.
Yeah.
So on that, I need to fucking bring this to an end. So say bye, folks.
Bye, folks.
Bye, folks.
Bye, folks.
Bye, folks.